Hey, Xiomy here. So today I wanted to do a mini book talk on a book that I recently just read. I want to share my fangirling moment. So I'm going to gush over this book. I recently just read it, like I just said, and I don't know what it took me so long to read it because I really did enjoy it. And the book that I'm raving about right now is The Novice by Taran Matharu. Again, I'm going to give spoilers on this book, so if you haven't read this book, don't watch this video because I want you to read this book. It's quite enjoyable. Okay, so I'm going to speak about the main characters in this book. I really did enjoy Fletcher. I thought that he had that shroud of mystery to him in the beginning. You know, he's kind of a loner. So I really did enjoy the fact when, you know, the series did progress and he was intertwined with other characters and you got to see him befriend other people and befriend people that he normally wouldn't socialize with. So I thought that that was very intriguing to have in this book. I love the people that he does befriend, which is Othello, which is a dwarf, and Sylvia, she's an elf. How strong they are as individuals and also how strong they are together. I thought that that was something that was very lovely to read about. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, you have like certain Harry Potter-esque kind of moments, but it's like in the names. That's where I highly picked it up most. And the first person that he befriends, or the first person that he is introduced to in the academy, is Rory, and I was like, And then the other one was Genevieve, and then there's a kid that's basically hell-bent on being evil. His name is Didrik, and I was like, Ron, Hermione, Draco, and I was like, no. You know, I was just picking up on that. I don't know if anybody else did pick up on it, but I was picking up on that. But then it just completely deviated from that, and I was like, yes, please, because I didn't want to read, you know, something like heavily influenced on that, because you do get things that are heavily influenced in this book. But again, I didn't care about those things. I mean, it is heavily influenced on the Lord of the Rings, and it does have also other influences, and you do get those Pokemon vibes, but really didn't care about that. I just enjoyed the book in general. I just sat down and connected with Fletcher, and Fletcher to me is like my younger brother. That's why I really connected to him a lot more, and I loved him and I enjoyed him so much. I mean, even though you do know that he is gifted at times, you do get him also struggling with his magic. And the moment that he does befriend Ignatius, or that he does summon him, I was like, oh my god, that salamander, he is so adorable. Like, that's why I really did love this book also, because you do also have that different kind of notion where they befriend demons and they can also infuse with these demons. I thought that that was very intriguing, which is something different from what I usually have read. That's what made it more interesting in my eyes, and like I wanted to continue more and I wanted to read more about it. And I love the fact that in this book you have a demonology, because you can see and you can get a little bit more information of all these demons that are introduced in the book, which I thought that that was something that was very brilliant. And I really did love the demons that were introduced and that you get a little bit more about. I really did hate like the twins. I can't remember their names right now, but I hated those twins. I also hated Rook. Oh, he was such an hateful individual. And also Didrik. These two people especially, are just hell-bent on being evil. But I did love Arcturus. I want to know more about him. Even though we do get a little bit of information about him, I do know that there's a separate novella on him, so I really can't wait to read that. And I want to know a lot more about him, especially how he got that scar. He's just a very brooding yet interesting kind of individual for me. Another character that I really did enjoy from the teachers, or from the battle mages, was Lovette. Loved her, and how can I say the word? What is the word that I'm looking for? How fair. That's the word I was looking for. I swear, my mind went blank. How fair she is, and she does listen to them, and that's what I loved about her. What happened to her is something that I want to know if she eventually gets out of, you know, that coma that she's in. So I want to know more about Lovette. I'm also going to mention that you do have stupid adults. Like, you see things that are happening like right in front of their faces, and they're like, oh, weird. And I'm like, are you stupid? Don't you see what they're doing? It pissed me off. That ending destroyed me because it's a huge cliffhanger, and I want to know what the hell happens in the rest of the books, and I want to know what happens to Fletcher, and I want to know what happens to Ignatius. The writing is okay. It's not something that blew my mind away, but it was quite enjoyable. The Vulcan's Academy, I wanted to know a little bit more about it because it is described in the way that it is shown. I would have loved for them to be more in that Vulcan's Academy. I mean, I do know what's happening and the brink of war that they're on, and the orcs, or that white orc that finally did appear, and he's basically uniting all orcs. I want to know more. You know, it was something that I really wanted to know more, because it's like you're sending these kids to die. Basically, that's what you're doing. You're sending them to die. You're training them for a year, whether they learn or not, and then just shove them off to camp or to, you know, to the front line. Let them kill one another. That's it, you know? I don't know, because there aren't that many battle mages. There aren't that many summoners or commoners. So it would be good for you to actually like train them appropriately for them to actually survive in the front lines and to eventually win the war. It's a very amazing and entertaining book, and I enjoyed everything about it. Like I've mentioned, I think like a gazillion times. But if you read this book and you think the same way as I do, then feel free, we'll chit chat down below, enlighten me on this book, because I think I fangirled over the same things over and over again. But again, I loved Fletcher. He's like a younger brother to me. I loved Ignatius, and I enjoyed everything else. The world building, we can have a little bit more information on that, but I didn't care. The bits and pieces that we did get were amazing for me, and like I already mentioned, the writing, but again, it's enjoyable and I loved it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Let's fangirl together, and I want to thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.